Today we're going to talk about the secrets to an elite level consultation that actually transmits into being able to sell without really selling. So we're going to go through the 3 core ingredients that we teach all of our trainers and through the Standout PT program of what it takes to be really good in this scenario. Because most trainers just show up with a pen and paper, ask some questions, tell the other person what their service is all about and the things that they do, rather than actually getting to know the client and creating an environment that makes the client feel like they're in good hands and you can get the outcome for them. So the first step here is what you do before the consult. So people tend to think about like, oh, if I just make an appointment, come in, sit down, that's when the consult starts. That's not correct. So what we want to do is give the person you're working with a bit of an idea of who you are, what the expectations are, and what level of trainer you're actually operating at before they walk in that door. So what does that actually do? Well, imagine you're going to look into a TV and Harvey Norman sends you an email and says, hey, this is the difference between a 4K, a 4K HD, an LED, a whatever. All of these TVs, and this is what you need to know. What space is your room? Priorities do you have? Is it picture? Is it sound? Is it size? And then you get into Harvey Norman and the sales assistant comes up and says, hey, I've got all these details. I know what you're looking for. Let me take you straight to these 3 TVs that I think will really suit you and show you the benefits, and let's see which one's going to work the best. Versus walking into the showroom and going, what the fuck is all of this? I don't know what's going on here. What's the best one? And starting from scratch there. So essentially you're building a relationship with the opportunity to show the person on the other end that you know what you're doing and that you can help them. So there's 2 ways to do that. One is a pre-exercise questionnaire. So always within your pre-exercise questionnaire, we need to tick the box of the pre-screening side of things. So we always use the ESSA form. So that's ESSCA. If you just Google that, it'll come up. We always have those first 10 questions in everything that we do. From there, any question that you would want to ask your client during a consult should be inside that pre-questionnaire as well, because that's actually going to make up what your consult is. It's going to be, you said this, tell me more about that. You said this, tell me more about that. The other important asset that you're going to send to your prospect is what we call your hero content. So your hero content is you talking about who you work with, what problems you solve, how you solve them, and then what outcomes you get. So it's giving the person that's coming in a bit of an idea as to what they're working into, whether they fit into that, whether they don't, whether they're going to have questions around certain areas, how comfortable they feel. Some great ideas for hero content are a YouTube video like this, even a blog. We often use a podcast, whatever it is that you have available as an asset that you can shoot through that unpacks all of those areas. Once we actually get into the consult, we've now got someone who knows what you do and has had a good think about all the questions that you asked. Put it down on paper, and all you have to do now is go through that questionnaire with them and unpack everything to a much, much deeper level. Get to the bottom of everything and show this person that you can take them from where they are now to where they want to be. So there's a couple of secret weapons with it. I said we'd give you 3. So the hero content is definitely number 1 that not everyone's doing. Number 2 is the path of least resistance. Okay, so understanding this concept will allow you to navigate a consultation, even what we call a wow session, so your first training session, even on the phone, that will allow you to get much better answers from clients, much better buy-in, and allow you to navigate this whole process much more effectively. So when we speak to people and we ask questions, as human beings, we always look for the easiest path, to the path of least resistance. So if I ask you, hey, would you like personal training or not? Off the bat, it's like, or not is the easiest answer for me, so I'm going straight there. I'm on the phone, hey, would you like to come in for a consult? Yes or no? Well, no is the easiest answer for me, so that's what I'm going to give. In a sales environment, the path of least resistance looks like, would you like to do personal training? You'll get, I think about it. Versus, would you like to do 2 or 3 sessions per week? Oh, 2 sessions sounds the best for me. With your fat loss goals, are you planning on a fast, aggressive fat loss or moderate, sustainable fat loss? Versus, how much weight do you want to lose? Okay, so you're giving 2 options. They need to pick either aggressive or moderate and sustainable. How much weight I want to lose? I'm just going to throw a number out there. It doesn't get them to think and put themselves into essentially agreeing to personal training. Again, you're providing solutions, you're leading them down a path, but they're making decisions for themselves. They feel like they're in control, which they are. They get to make all these decisions and you get to continue asking questions. Some of my clients use a portion side nutrition guide. Others prefer to enter all their food into MyFitnessPal. Which one would suit you? Versus, will you track macros? Okay, so you can see the pattern there. We need to give two options and allow the person to choose what's right for them. Give them the power to make the decision versus this open-ended question that's really challenging to answer. The outcomes that you'll get with the path of least resistance questioning, build confidence that their goals are achievable because you've got these two options. We can go this way or we can go this way. Help the client see what they need moving forwards. Okay, so I'm starting to paint a picture now of, fuck, this isn't going to be show me how to use the treadmill and I'm on my way. I actually have steps that I need to go through to make this all work for me. That's part of creating the long-term vision. They build trust that you understand them. Hey man, do you want to actually track macros or do you just want to like put shit into your hand and measure it out that way? That allows you to add tips and information to build value along the way. So you're starting to show the solutions to their problems by doing this as well. So the last secret weapon that we're giving you guys to take into your consultation process, it's called a test close. So essentially what we're trying to do with a test close is get someone to agree to personal training indirectly. We want to try and achieve this at least 20 times from the second they pick up the phone before you ask for any money. That's your goal, is a minimum of 20. So test closes, again, they create long-term vision for the client. It helps build trust with you and the client because you're showing them where we're going and this is the pathway and I've thought about you and what we need to do to get you the outcome. Creates buy-in because you're creating better outcomes and shows that you're both invested in the outcomes together. It's not just them. They're not just like a round peg trying to get slammed into a square hole. So here's some test closes that you can use that might work in your consultation progress. Can you see yourself getting results if we do this long term? What were your results like using your previous method? Okay, so maybe we need a more deliberate approach to your training and nutrition. Do you think that would be better? So you've been thinking about losing weight for a while now. We probably really need to get the ball rolling today then. Would you rate your health and fitness out of 10 right now? And what number would you like to be in 3 months' time? Okay, so to achieve that, you need a good nutrition and training program, right? Okay, so 0.5 to 1 centimeter per week off your week is usually amazing progress. So that would make X weeks to achieve your goal. Would you be happy to achieve that goal in that time frame? How many times per week can you train? All right, great. Have you thought about how many you would do with myself? All right, so it looks like you're a little low in protein and overall calories. We'd want to build those up over the first couple of months. Do you think you'd be capable of that? Even if you're not confident with squats now, we can use this progression model that will start at a level that you're currently effective at and then build you up over the next few months. Would you like to be able to back squat confidently in the next few months? So you can see there, we're just painting this picture of it's not just today. It's not learning how to turn the treadmill on and put the pin in the weight stack. It's not giving you a generic push-pull cardio program. We're starting to think about, okay, what's the long-term progression for this? How are we building you up over time? Get those right, get 20 of those. By the time you get to that ask for money stage, you're going to be in a much better position. Now, these strategies are just as important for a face-to-face trainer as they are for online. Particularly, the hero content seems to be the difference. Most face-to-face trainers don't have something like that. A lot of online ones will be like, hey, check out my website, check out my resource, whatever. But not many face-to-face trainers are doing it. And if you are an online trainer, you need to understand that everyone's got a lead page now that talks about what their training is, what they do. So where's the point of difference? Where's that hero piece of content that you know you can send to someone that makes them go, fuck, this is made for me. I need to work with this person. Get those 3 things right, conversion rates will go through the roof and you'll no longer have to convince people to work with you. They'll just want to.